The APC-Nemasket Digital Watershed Tour, Chapter 4, The Nemasket River.
Compared to standing water in pond ecosystems, the flowing water of river ecosystems acts like a drain, transporting water from the uplands downstream to the ocean. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, most people in the U.S. live within 1 mile of a river or stream. That's some serious proximity. It's a good thing that we do too, because not only do streams provide habitats for fish, plants, and microorganisms, they're critical for people too, supplying clean water for our homes, reducing impacts of flooding in our streets and neighborhoods, and being cool places for us to swim, kayak, and fish. There are several important natural features that help keep stream and river water clean and healthy. This includes vegetated uplands, riparian areas, which is just the land along running, freshwater streams and rivers, and stable river banks. Vegetated riparian areas serve as important bird and wildlife corridors and also help shade and cool down the water. Plants in these zones have roots that stabilize banks, preventing erosion and sedimentation, and helping to filter and remove pollutants and sediments. Well-flowing water aerates or introduces oxygen into river water, which is essential for plant and animal respiration and survival. Remember that watersheds and the rivers within them follow land topography. This is why the Nemasket River is a tributary to the Taunton River. The Nemasket River originates from Assawompset Pond. Water flows out of the ponds at the Assawompset Pond Dam and into the Nemasket. This physical relationship means that the ponds are the headwaters, or point of origin, of the Nemasket River. The Nemasket's point of origin has changed over time. In order to utilize the ponds as a drinking water supply reservoir, a large earthen dam was constructed more than 100 years ago at the discharge point from the ponds to the Nemasket. When a discharge point was relocated to the current dam site, it was reduced in size from a larger outlet amongst wetlands to the much smaller dam spillway structure we see today. After flowing just over 11 miles, the Nemasket enters into the Taunton River, which in turn flows into Narragansett Bay. The Nemasket's topography change is subtle. It decreases just 30 feet over this entire distance. The Nemasket is part of a series of ecosystems that supports the largest herring run on the eastern seaboard. Each year, thousands of alewife fish navigate up the river to spawn. This natural wonder requires specific conditions to be maintained in the river, as well as built structures called fish ladders. Fish ladders were put in place to allow the herring to maneuver around the various dams put in the river as part of our region's early industrial history. Well-flowing water, combined with healthy riverbanks and riparian zones, is essential for keeping the Nemasket's water clean and passable for fish and other aquatic species. Currently, the Nemasket River has become a bit clogged. Where water used to discharge across a larger wetland, our historical reconfiguration of this natural system has altered the way that sediment, which is just a term for sands, silt, mud, and other small particles suspended in water, move between the ponds and the river. Studies over the last few decades have consistently noted the buildup of sediment in concentrated areas throughout the Nemasket. This buildup is particularly noticeable in the first 500 feet of the river past the dam, but also further downstream above the Wareham Street Dam. This sediment has provided an expanded area for invasive species and other vegetation to grow further in towards the center of the river channel. It has also caused obstruction for both migrating fish and recreational activities alike. Individual steps that we can all take to preserve water quality in the Nemasket River are similar to the ways that we can all act to protect water quality in the ponds. Limit the application of fertilizers by following package directions, optimizing soil pH for best nutrient absorption conditions, and apply fertilizers during drier periods so they are available to plant roots before leaching deeper into the water table. Also, consider the installation of newer nutrient filtering septic systems. You can also be part of the solution for improving the Nemasket River by controlling sediment erosion on your property. Planting bare areas so that roots stabilize sediment is a key way to keep these particles from flowing into the watershed via roadways and stormwater pipes.